Hi, I'm IKEA, and for today's video, we're going to have a little ramble about 2023 and what it meant to me, and 2024 and what the channel updates will be for 2024. As going to be a few minor changes, and we're going to go over them. And also, I'm going to introduce two new series I want to start going into, and one of them requires a little bit of help from the community here and there. So yeah, let's jump right in. And to start it off, we're going to have one channel update, as that is me in the corner. For those that haven't seen me before, hi, I'm IKEA, and I'm usually showing my face on Twitch, and of course as well on recently on YouTube streams as well. And yeah, that's always been the case for Twitch, and I did keep my face off of YouTube videos quite often. And people always ask me why I did that, and they actually recommended me quite often to not do that and put myself into the YouTube videos as well, just to have it be easier to convey emotions and convey, you know, body language and stuff. And they're not wrong. Partially as well, it was for me always that I could be a little bit more lazy. Not that I take that good care of myself and want to look good at all times or anything and stuff, but as for instance, now as well, I don't feel I really look truly presentable, but we'll take it anyway. And yeah, I'm more okay now with it than I started than when I started before, and partially, of course, as I've been getting more acclimatized to it by just doing it in Twitch streams and stuff. And yeah, let's jump into a recap of 2023 for me, as 2023 was a very tumultuous year for me. It changed a lot of my life, parts of it unwillingly as well, as I was rebounding basically of the global pandemic that happened before it, and a lot of bad choices on my end in those times. And that did lead to, though, one really great thing that I chose to do, I feel, or one of the better choices I feel I made in that year. And that was that to start a YouTube channel in around February, as I had a lot of time, and I was like, if we're going to do it, a thing that I've quite often wanted to do, to just do it. And I started off, of course, very, very, yeah, rambling. But then I accepted that persona, basically. And of course, rambling talks and stuff came in later. And yeah, the first video, of course, was the masterclass, which was very well received. And also the outpouring of positive support from the community was very much appreciated. And also the amount of people that, as I was active in the community already, on the Discord, on many Discords, sometimes on Reddit as well, in the past, much more so than I am nowadays. And also, of course, my build collection was already out there, and same for the burst and sustain tables and stuff. And it turned out that a lot of people already knew me by name, as I had chosen already to put my name on those things, and that turns out to be a very good choice in the end. Yeah, the positive feedback of a lot of people outpouring of like, hey, thank you for the other stuff you did and this as well. And that was very much a thing I needed. And in hindsight, especially, as I didn't know I needed it till I got it. And then I was like, this, yeah, that also kind of made it click in my head that this could be something that I could do very much as a hobby. Although, of course, I very much will always keep that in mind as I'm making niche content for a somewhat niche game. We can call Division 2 niche game, and me and my hour-long content, we can definitely call that niche. But still, we went over 1K subs in less than a year, which was my goal for an entire year. I was hoping to hit 1K subs. And I was already kind of as well going like, that'll never happen. But I wanted to set my goals high. I usually do set my personal goals high, even if I don't vocalize them and stuff. Although, of course, with very much the help of some others and shouting me out in overselling me. And that was also very funny to me, as I'm a person that in my personal life, in my professional life as well, I usually undersell and overdeliver. That's kind of my MO. And being oversold by others, I kind of had to. It was somewhat, like, but I'll take it. Even though I very much still go red a little bit in the face every time somebody does that. But yeah, 2023 started very bad for me, basically, and ended very well. Partially as well in my personal life. I feel some good choices, and I'm trying to basically pick myself back up. And I feel I've done a good job in my personal life as well. And YouTube and some of the positiveness that has come from it has definitely been a part of that. And all of this basically as well to say that I very much want to thank everybody that has been there on watching the videos, being there on streams, hanging out, talking about, and I very much am not a person that is, very easily sentimental or emotional, but yeah, very much appreciate it for everybody that has been around this year, and hopefully as well in the coming year will be around, and many years forward. As yeah, I very much will keep going on with this, as I very much have found out that I really do enjoy it. Just it is a skill set that I partially had already, but applying it to a new thing in the Division 2 with the Division 2. So yeah, and of course, as always, I'll be very rambly as I am now as well. So let's just keep that 23 segment to that, and let's jump to what 2024 will bring. And yeah, the first channel update we have already had for 2024, as my face will now from now on be here, and then I also can point to things over there-ish. And yeah, as I said, I've let people convince me that that might be a good idea. I hope it is. I think it is. As yeah, we can in this way be expressive and with some facial cues as well, kind of convey some information. A second one is that I am also now streaming both to Twitch and YouTube. I've started actually a day before the 2024, in the last day of 2023, as we did that back then. And yeah, I'll be continuing to do so, and we'll be dual streaming from now on. And yeah, I'm very much enjoying that, as well as some people do prefer to have it be on YouTube, as they, for instance, have YouTube Premium or such over there. And it is not too big of a hassle on my end, although I had to figure a bunch of stuff out. But I feel I figured most of them out now, so we'll just keep doing that. One point of order there is, though, that the VODs from the streams, because of course normally they would go into the live tab on the main channel. I'm going to keep the VODs unlisted in there. If you have the direct link, or if you keep it open, basically you can maybe rewatch it that way. But I'll be moving the VODs of it still to my IKEA VODs channel, which is a second channel. It is linked in many places as well, in the description of the live streams as well. And that's where the VODs will go. So for those wondering why they aren't on the main channel, I feel that is a choice I kind of have to make, because the live streams are less watched and do hit somewhat algorithmically towards it being better for me to put them on the IKEA VODs channel. Also, I don't feel it's the best idea to intermingle them, as they're a little bit of different content. I feel I feel much more directed, even though as rambly as I am, of course, but the other is even more rambly and sometimes even unhinged. One final one, as I just wanted to address that one here as well, as a few people brought up to me that the auto mid-roll from YouTube, which for most people's videos works really pretty well, where you can just set it to auto mid-roll videos. It turns out that that doesn't work for my videos at all, really, with the way that I fade over between segments. And that confuses it by a lot, as somebody sent me a screenshot as well of the high-end explosive builds showcase video, having like 8 mid-rolls in like the last 10 minutes of it and nothing before it. So I'll be placing those manually from now on, but that's more of a minor thing. And just to say, as a few people had sent me screenshots of it and stuff, that yeah, I'm gonna take care of those and do them by hand from now on. And yeah, let's also move on to one final announcement, which is for 2 new things that are going to be on the channel from now on. And to introduce the 2 new things that will be on the channel starting in 2024 as well. Although I'll likely, of course, experiment with a ton of things and stuffs as well through the year. But 2 that I really want to do is one is build overviews. They're going to be an addition alongside of build showcases and build masterclasses. I'll of course keep doing those, but build overviews will be shorts, and they'll be a minute long, of course, as that is a limit of a short, and it'll, as the naming implies, be an overview of a build. So basically just going like, okay, this, you put 4 pieces striker here, you put this here, you put these weapons in there, you put this specialization, these skills, and go. And they will be mostly there to convey to newer players some simple ways of just having them copy a build, basically. And as well for more advanced players with some of the more esoteric builds, to maybe give some build ideas out there, as some players don't require an entire build showcase. They just want to have the basics of a build, and just they'll go and make it and play around with it themselves. So yeah, that'll be coming. The other one is actually the reason that this segment is in here, and that is that I'm going to start a series called Things and Stuffs. And as I very often, as in this video as well, I use the words things and stuffs quite often, sometimes calling stuff things and things stuffs, and sometimes things and such. And it's going to be a series about, as that name also kind of implies, things and stuffs. Things and stuffs that are interesting, that I think would be interesting. This can include a bunch of different things. For instance, here and there, I'll put in some tips. For instance, in the very first one, definitely the fire chem, double tapping and igniting will be in there as one of them. But it also can be, for instance, out of bounds, although only if they're like non-exploitable, which there are a ton of them where just you can get behind the wall. You can't really do anything from there. Enemies can still shoot you. Those are fine. No DZ ones, no content ones. Alongside of, for instance, secrets in missions and such, secrets in the open world. As usually during the streams, if there is something interesting, I'll make a little bit of a detour and go like, hey, you spawn Yannick here, for instance, or you can go through this wall, or this table doesn't exist, or stuff like that. And people always find them interesting, and sometimes go like, oh, that's kind of cool, didn't know that one. And sometimes also others show me places, as when we were sometimes playing together, to go like, hey, if you go in here, the game triggers like an out of bounds and like resets you or something. So yeah, it's going to be things and stuffs like that. But also for that one, I would very much, community-wise, for those willing to assist, there's going to be a channel in my community Discord, which is usually as well linked down below under videos, under the streams. There you can find a channel after this video is released, which is going to be Things and Stuffs. I'll be putting the ones I'll be wanting to record. I'll just be putting them in there, as well as I'll be just using it as my checklist to go through whenever I want to make Things and Stuffs. I'll be picking out of there, basically. putting the ones that I kind of want to have in there as well. And over time, of course, it will be a compendium almost of a lot of simple things, things that people will think is interesting and might be handy to know. And some of them might be as simple as, for instance, the fire cam double tapping, but just isn't widely known. Some of them might be a little bit more out there, as well. Every video, I want to end it off with going and picking a mission and going through it and showing all of the loot locations in it. And of course, all the secrets as well then within it as well. With that one, I would definitely enjoy if for those that are interested in things and stuffs in the game as well, to share your knowledge as well on there. And oftentimes as well, even not even just not knowing it, but forgetting about things as as we all have. As you might know the thing, but I might have forgotten about it. So a reminder can always be helpful. And so those two series will be hitting the channel soon as well. I'm as well thinking about a third thing, and I'll briefly as well kind of talk about it here, even though I shouldn't, because it always raises expectations. But also I might be wanting as well feedback on if people want it. And that is that I'm considering doing a series of just interviewing, basically doing a podcast kind of thing, of meeting people from the community and talking about why they enjoy the Division, and also, of course, like simple things of like, what is your favorite build? What is your favorite weapon? If you had to pick one of something, what would it be? What areas do you enjoy the most? What areas do you enjoy the least? And stuff like that. And I think that would be interesting, especially as there are a bunch of interesting people of very different varieties of contents and playstyles and knowledge levels within the game that play around, and I kind of have access to a bunch of them now. So I think that would be an interesting thing. And I'm as well kind of thinking about names for it. So maybe if you have a good name for it as well, feel free to leave those in the comments. But we have basically reached the end of this video, as I don't want to ramble on for way too long, even though I kind of did. But I mostly just wanted to say thank you, give a few channel update things, for instance, why my face is there and why where some of the stream VODs go and such after that. And as well to see if people are interested in helping out with things and stuffs, the video series. And I'll keep chugging along always, and I'll try to keep it as my goal usually is to have at least a video per week, even as I sometimes get very busy. We have kept up to that on a somewhat global way of having more than 52 videos in the last year. So I definitely did more than one per week, but of course sometimes I had several in 1 week. But I want to have it be a little bit more consistent. Although with my personal timetables, I can't really schedule one to be like, every this day of the week a new video. So they'll still be intermingled, and that's sadly not the greatest thing for the algorithm wise, but we'll just have to make it work. But I wanted to one last time say thank you to everybody that has been here. And thank you as well to the ones that are here. And also thank you to future people for joining up as well. And as always, have a good night.